We had to lock that design before we shot it. So, you know, a lot of times movies of this size, you're able to do things in post-production. You don't really have to commit to the design until later, but we built an animatronic Giganotosaurus, so we didn't have the benefit of figuring that out in post.
The initial concepts were done by Kevin Jenkins, which was really a 2D illustration at that point. But then they would create these amazing scale clay sculpts, which Kevin then scanned and brought into the computer and did digital models of it. At that point, we would then hand those models to ILM, who took them and added extra detail and scales. We built physical skeletons to go inside those dinosaurs to make sure that they were anatomically correct. And we gave those models to John Nolan, who 3D printed them at 1-to-1 scale.
We have what we call a performance puppet, a much more lightweight version. It'll have eyes in, but you can see here it's posable, so we can pose the arms, and it's going to be a lot lighter than the animatronic because it hasn't got a robot inside. So effectively, someone can take these handles and actually perform it on the day.
Let me see a little more sliver on the eyes. Yeah, like that.
She's asleep.
Looks good, right?
We also have scenes with Owen where Owen carries Beta in a sling, so that interaction really requires a practical puppet as opposed to a CG one.
Is that a dinosaur on your shoulder?
Yeah. Why? It was a lot of fun to be able to do that. This thing is basically a very, very expensive puppet wearing another very, very expensive puppet.
These are the Giga teeth. Each individual one is different, and as you can see, they're numbered here, and there's 64 teeth. So each one will have to be glued up through the foam latex into the core underneath. When the robot moves around, we need it to move inside each other and to move around with the softness of the skin underneath.
Yes, really good. Yeah, terrifying.
What we're looking at here is what we call the fiberglass core, which is basically a fiberglass skeleton, and on top of that we've got the sculpted foam latex skin. So they're actually putting it in sections, gluing all the sections together, and that's how we get the final look of the puppet. This is actually hard material. This is supposed to be like bone.
Combination of the animatronics and the computer-generated effects gives a reality to the most extraordinarily unreal things. It's there and it's happening.
I saw them working on that. It was something. It certainly was for me. Giga. It brings you no small amount of discomfort. Well, that got the heart rate up.
This is the Giga eye. It's been designed with this CNC cut jig so that every time we pull an eye out, they're always exactly the same. Everything lines up perfectly. We've got another former under there that is a mold of what the animatronic would be that controls the eyeballs.
I think eyes wide open is how we do it.
Big bushy tail and pull it. Let's do that.
There's scenes where Beta interacts with other props. So we're actually creating a practical version so that they can cut from their CG Beta into our practical Beta and then have it wriggling around.